Welcome to a special edition of the 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Medford Police Lieutenant Mike Boudreau. Lieutenant, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, so a very sad day here in Oregon and really our entire country. What is MPD's involvement right now and what's happening in Douglas County?
Yeah, so we had 3 personnel assigned, and we just assigned a 4th. So we have some detectives, a detective sergeant, and then we have our forensic technician regarding like a video and cell phone type evidence. So those 4 are up there. They actually just corresponded with me a little bit ago. They said it's pretty crazy, but they're being escorted to the right facility as we speak, and they should have their assignment soon.
In active shooter scenarios, the way police, correct me if I'm wrong, have approached these things has certainly changed over the years, and I know Columbine had a large part in that. You guys just did a training in the last year or so at the Rogue Valley Mall. How do you guys approach things like this? And we're still getting the details of what happened here today, but I assume you guys all look at these things and with open eyes.
It's much different now than it used to be as far as a police response. When we show up, we now go right to the threat. We don't wait for SWAT personnel. We don't wait for better weapons. We got to take action because people are losing their lives. So it's the first responders, the patrol officers that will have whatever firearms they have to address the threat in a very expeditious manner because time is of the essence. And we just actually added a second piece to that, and that's training with Medford Fire, to where we could go in and we cannot clear the entire facility, but we can clear a portion so people can start getting their medical aid immediately, because oftentimes with gunshot wounds, people can bleed out, and if we could get the medical assistance quickly, that could potentially save their lives. So now we're really training closely with Medford Fire on the rescue side to try and not only eliminate the threat, but get them help.
What can the public do, the people watching this at home right now, what can they do to stay safe? What should they tell their loved ones, you know, their sons or daughters who might be in school and college somewhere or going off to school tomorrow morning at a local high school or any other school?
You know, unfortunately, I think it's time to have a conversation about what to do and to really keep it simple. It's run, hide, and fight. So many times, victims of active shooters go right to hide. Their first instinct is to drop down below the desk, almost like it's an earthquake drill, maybe something they were raised with. But we need them to take action. We need them to flee or run. You know, hitting a moving target that's running away from the shooter is actually quite difficult. So that will increase their odds of survival, and then only hide if they absolutely can't escape the situation. And then last resort would be to fight. And, you know, you'll be surprised how, you know, a couple individuals can actually overpower even somebody that's armed just with brute surprise, brute force, and use whatever tactic you can to take control.
Yeah, and we saw in that train attack in Europe when an Oregonian there, a couple Californians who stopped that terrorist attack on a train in Europe where you know, a couple guys overpowered a gunman, and I think he had an assault rifle. So what kind of vigilance should people, I mean, obviously mental health, that's a conversation we keep having, and we still don't know much about the shooter today. All we know is a 20-year-old male. We don't even know if he was a student at the school. But what should we look for? Is there anything we should look for online or in our friends' activity?
You know, usually there's going to be signs. You know, in hindsight, when we go back and we look at everything, there are usually signs, and people just didn't act on them. They discounted it. They didn't think the person was serious. Maybe there was making statements. Maybe there was online postings. Maybe there was a manifesto or some type of a rant, or maybe even some comments, or maybe collecting guns and acting kind of different and really isolating themselves. You know, look for those red flags. And then do something about it. Call us. Don't assume that it's normal behavior. Just don't discount it. It could save someone's life.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say to the public? And in a time like this, I know it's a lot going on for law enforcement. You guys are all very busy. Is there anything else you want the public to know?
You know, again, I think it's really time to think about what you would do in a situation like this. So at least a little bit of mental preparation can help you in the seconds you need when you really need it.
Very good. Appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here again. All right, Adam Kolpak's up next with your full weather forecast. Stay with us.